Hello, welcome to this new episode. Let me just quickly check if everything is alright. I'm gonna turn the Minecraft sound a little bit down, I think. There's some construction going on in the apartment next to mine. So it might be some pretty loud noises. Especially drilling. I already started recording once and then suddenly the drilling started. That was quite loud. Let's go into the world. So I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to really finish this recording. The thing is, like I promised last time that I'm going to upload everything I do in... Alright. Okay, let's go in here. Kind of in danger. Yeah, I promised last time that I'd upload everything I do, which, I mean, I guess I have already broken because... Oh no. I can't run. Oh no. Because I had to discard like 2 minutes of doing stuff. Because the drill was just like so loud. But I think it'll be alright. Let's see, do I have anything to eat? No. Oh no. Can I eat a cloveberry? Should I eat a cloveberry? No. Okay, now there's some hammering going on. I mean, they say you shouldn't really draw attention to it, and then it's better, but beetroot seed. Oh, beetroot. Can I eat the beetroot when I don't know how to grow it. Oh, there's the drilling. I don't know, it might be a little bit unpleasant. I might use the mute button when it goes too loud to just try to limit a little bit. Well, should I eat the clover? I don't know. Oh, zombies, I guess, above me. Yeah. What I wanted to talk about today was recently, maybe you've seen it in the news, but recently North Korea has shot a missile again over Japan. And there was an alert in, I think mostly in Hokkaido, but like finding shelter. And yeah, so one aspect I think ahead of time is I'm not an expert on this or anything. And talking about stuff you only somewhat understand from, well, popular science magazines or news, it is kind of, well, I guess an interesting what would I call it, like a problem, I guess? I don't know. It's kind of, it confronts you with some difficulties, right? Because what I say, it may seem plausible, but it may also be completely wrong. Most of my information regarding, oh, I think I know why I was at the straw, right? Like I wanted to see if I can get some food. That's why. Most of my information in terms of missiles and things like that comes from newspapers, the newspapers I mentioned before. Okay, more drilling. The newspapers I mentioned before, but also a couple podcasts that I listen to. One is called Arms Control One podcast, and that's a very interesting one. They talk a lot about missiles, and they talk a lot about missiles, and they talk a lot about like nuclear weapons, disarmament, treaties, things like that. And they definitely are specialists, but obviously even among specialists, there's a lot of different views. views on how. One second, I'll just mute you. My mute button only sort of works, so I don't know how well that really went. But I mean, if it's unbearable to listen, feel free to skip this one. Where was I? Oh yeah, the arms control one contrast and like I'm gonna try to get to the wheat and see if I can. If there's anything I can harvest. Because I didn't check it out when I was there smartfully. Because if I just have one more wheat, one of my friends said like it sounds like I say weed every time. That's kind of like in my German accent. We have this kind. Oh, okay, the sunrise that will help me. But yeah, there is some. Okay, that's good. Need to be a bit more careful about how to harvest them too. In my German accent, this is very common that people don't make a difference between T and D. And I think sometimes I got only 2. I think they weren't completely ready. But sometimes that happens to me in English as well. So maybe that's an aspect of it. I'm having a bit of allergies right now. Preoccupied with that as well. But yeah, going back to that. Yeah, so that's the aspect about like talking about something as a non-specialist. It's kind of, it can seem plausible to me, and it might seem plausible to you, but I might not have the full picture of something, but you can still like try to lay out your thoughts on a situation, or like in an abstract way talk about it. But yeah, so let me just quickly look. It's getting the food is getting half or like even less. But what did I need? Yeah, okay. I think one little bread should help me out. I think what I would like to do, I do have enough iron now, so I might. That's not how. Oh, interesting. Didn't know that. I did? No. 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 Yes. There we go. During the day today, I think I might try to make a little field. Why is this guy alive? I feel like he should be dead, right? Oh no. This is the first time I killed a monster, I guess. Okay. There we go. Creepers also. Yeah, so I was thinking of making a farm, a wheat farm closer to here. Might try that. Okay. That was a little bit of an aside. And now let me just quickly see. I took a couple notes this time. Yeah, so in terms of North Korea shooting missiles here, I guess how do I start talking about that? Obviously it's kind of scary for people living in Japan. North Korea is very close. It now has nuclear weapons. It has a lot of missile capabilities. It can definitely hit Tokyo if it wanted to. There's actually a good book by one of the people who makes the podcast I was talking about. It's called the 2020 Commission on I don't know exactly, on the nuclear attack by North Korea or something like that. You can probably find it if you just search the 2020 Commission, and it's kind of a fictionalized but based on potentially and things like based on things that did already happen or that could happen, how like a misunderstanding can lead to them actually using the weapons. And it's a very interesting read for sure, and makes you think about what the factors are you have to consider when you want to try to avoid that nuclear weapons are used on you or missiles or a war like that. And on the other hand, so I feel like in terms of politics, what I always think is a sensible approach is to think about what are the interests of the other person or the other person or the other country or the other entity that you're dealing with. And so from Kim Jong-un's perspective, and also from like some of the, I guess, people in charge of North Korea, I do feel like you can understand why they want nuclear weapons and why they want these capabilities, because obviously, like, you look around what happened with Gaddafi, what happens to other dictators. You know, if you're a dictator, you're like, well, how can I ensure that I'm not going to get killed? And one way you might be able to do that is by having military power and not being not being able to be attacked from outside, and obviously also then subjugating domestically your opposition. So I do understand why they want it, and then the question is like, how can you, if you want to like limit that, have negotiations that lead to some sort of compromise or outcome that you want, which is why, like, one of the things that I think, while he didn't do it well, I do appreciate is that Trump did want to negotiate with Kim Jong-un. And that's also something I appreciate about President Moon in South Korea. I guess there's basically like two schools of thought, and I always think, yeah, okay, so the two, he's not an enemy. No, he seems nice. He's probably gonna trade with me even. So the one school of thought looks cool. I like it. You're kind of in a way now, but I haven't completely considered yet how to make the thing. But so yeah, basically there's two relatively common schools of thought, which are oh yeah. So I was right. I don't have any emerald though, but can I? No. So jungle sapling, pumpkin, wheat seeds. All right, all right. That looks good, but not today, thank you. One is basically it's good to have like conversations and more like a carrot approach. Like we give you this, and then we make like sure that there's some sort of treaties or whatever in place. Same as with like the Iran deal, which I also thought was a very good attempt. That I mean, well, Trump in this case completely ruined, you know, and I think just really made the situation much more dangerous and volatile. Although, in fairness, even though I do not agree with this at all, there is the point of view that You little invade. Come over here and try to trade with me over here. No, you can't. Okay, that's okay. That's all right. So I think he's really like very bothersome. I think this should be enough actually. The other point of view is like you have to basically use the stick approach. In Japanese, they actually say candy or stick. Oh, wait, that's not. Instead of carrot and stick, but it's kind of the same concept. Let me fetch some water. I'm really like not very efficient, obviously, but oh well. Yeah. So the other approach is like if you're being really hard on your opponents, then they will do what you want. Which I mean, obviously both is true in some cases, but like you have to actually know what your strengths are and what you can do. And with a country like North Korea, like how are you going to force them to do anything you want? Like I mean, if the US were to like invade, sure they could invade or whatever, but there would be a lot of danger to that, especially since like North Korea now does have nuclear weapons that can reach the United States, and the United States only has relatively limited capabilities of protecting against it. It has some, but only a small amount of this. And also, obviously, a lot of the U.S. bases are well known. Like if North Korea thinks that they are being attacked, or in specific, like Kim Jong-un and the elites in North Korea, they might do a strike on bases, on cities. Like Tokyo would probably be a target. And so I do think you have to be aware of what your actual strengths and weaknesses are. That's not symmetrical. That's kind of bothersome. Am I gonna give up some space because I want it to be symmetrical? Yes, I will. Oh man, I walked away the whole day. So yeah, you gotta know what you actually have in hand, and so I do usually tend to like we need to. We need to be diplomatic about a lot of things, and really figure out how we can get what we want. This didn't go exactly in the direction where let me just quickly check. This didn't go exactly in the direction where I was thinking it would go so far. I wanted to actually talk about a completely different aspect of this topic, but I mean, I think this is all right too. I can revisit it in the future. Okay, let me see. I can't run. Yeah, I mean, I think it's kind of the same in this topic specifically. It's kind of the same with Ukraine, where you basically again these two school of thoughts. Where one, did they do anything? You got one, huh? Where one is kind of like the more European view, where trying to be close to Russia was before what we were going to do before the war. But I mean, even then, the question is like, well, should there have been more sanctions immediately after the invasion of the of Crimea? That's what it's called in English. My bad. But I do think it's just not as clear cut. Like in Germany, there has been like a bit of a change. People now are all like, okay, the German approach was completely wrong. It was stupid. And the American approach of like stick against Russia, that was the right one. That was good. But I don't think we have like a clear way of knowing this, because I mean, what we know for sure is that Russia attacked Ukraine, and that neither the US's hostility nor Europe's, well, if you call it appeasement, you're already like giving away what side you're on, but like use the EU's lead. Did he lose his lead? Oh man, he's invisible. Oh, okay, all right. Nor Europe and specifically Germany, I guess, trying to stay close with Russia prevented the attack. So it's really hard to say that one is right or one is the other. And I mean, the thing is, obviously Germany didn't do that out of kindness of heart. They did it for selfish reasons in large parts. They wanted cheap oil and gas. And the US also didn't do it out of the kindness of the heart. Like they didn't care about like supporting Ukraine or whatever. They see Russia as a rival and want to keep them down and small. And yeah, both of these things are for real political reasons done, and both of them definitely failed to prevent Russia from invading. And I don't think that we can clearly draw a conclusion that one or the other is to blame. And I feel like in recently in the discussion, at least in Germany, it's pretty clear that people think the one trying to negotiate, trying to come closer, trying to have ties, economic ties, is the one that's to blame. And now this kind of plays out with China, where America basically wants to build a bloc with America. No, I keep saying America. I feel I really shouldn't do that. But the United States of America wants to build a bloc where Europe and some other countries are on their side, while China and I guess Russia or whatever are separated, like a sort of new Cold War situation. That's at least what some people in the US very clearly want. While I don't think that's necessarily the best idea for anyone. I don't think it's the best idea for the United States in terms of the people living in the United States either. But it's something that's kind of got more steam because of the war in Ukraine. I mean, I think I could also talk about like the comments that Macron made recently. That would be interesting, and then maybe revisit the North Korean missiles, because I didn't actually get to any of the points I wanted to make in terms of North Korean missiles and the relationship North Korea has with Japan. But I think this was the interesting aside anyways. I will see you in the next one. Let me know in the comments, what do you think? Whatever came to your mind about this, I would like to hear feedback and basically develop my view because of this. And then also if you would rather, what you would like to hear more about, or if anything. Yeah. All right. See you in the next one then.